colored brain. Okay, you won't have heard of team about the colored brain, but I'm here to tell you there's nothing to be afraid of. We'll enjoy this program. So let's just see. We've been working in teams once you were in university, once you were playing cricket or football in your team. That was also teamwork. So is it different from working in an organization? I think it's different. How it is different, and what are the problems we'll face in teamwork, and how can we optimize and have better teams. We're here to discuss that. So let's move ahead. Before, yeah, so this is the first slide. I hope you can see the slides, all of you. Yeah. Okay. So briefly about me, I am Ahsen Qazi, and I'm a leadership and motivational speaker, and I am part of the Directive Communication International Network. So it's currently ranked 8th in the world in leadership and motivation, and it's accredited by the American Institute of Business Psychology. Okay, I'm also an author. Okay, I've done some books and some articles. Yeah, and I do programs on Rose TV. Yeah, nearly every week on economy and business. So brief introduction. Okay, the programs currently we do programs on leadership, on team development like this program. Okay, and we do it for companies as well. Goal setting, goal realignment, cultural change, and work gamification. Okay, so work gamification is a new concept, but let's save that for later. Right now, okay, got some photographs for you to have a look. Entrepreneurship. I've done some seminars on entrepreneurship. And also in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, there's another seminar I did on work gamification for a company. Okay, and then the colored brain. Yeah. Okay. Now let's come back to team building. Okay. So, are you ready? Okay. So, team building is fun. I love team building, and I hope you realize how important it is. So, if you have high performance teams, you get more revenue, you get more output, and you get more success. But if you have underperforming teams, if you have issues with your team, right? So, everything suffers, everything comes down. Okay. Now, uh, let's say you're in a team, you're somewhere on the slide, you're here in the middle, and you have these 5 people surrounding you. So once you're in a team, everything has an action and everything has a reaction. Every individual in a team, brings some positive energy, brings some stuff to the team, so it's like action or reaction, it goes on. Okay, so I can see some more people joining in. Welcome to those who've just joined in. Yeah, so just sit back and relax. You'll enjoy this program. Okay, it's a short 45 minutes program. There'll be some bonuses. I've already given you motivating your team. In case you didn't get it, we'll send you an email again afterwards, and you'll get a recording of this webinar as well. So you can take out a piece of paper, if you want to write down something, maybe you can note down a few things. Yeah, just relax, sit back, switch, just put your mobile on silent for a while, and just can I have your attention for some time? Okay, now let's see. Okay, motivating your team. Motivating your team can be challenging, just like this person, the leader, the team leader, he wants to motivate his team. Like he's thinking, oh, what can I do? What can I do with these people? I've got this team of, 4 people, including me, and how can I motivate my team? So could you share some ideas? All of those who haven't done the poll, can you please do the poll? Yeah, because I need to do the poll as well. Okay, so yeah, okay. It should appear in your chat. Okay, the poll. Yeah, so motivating your team. How can you motivate your team? Let's have some ideas. Maybe personal example. Okay, telling them how important their work is. Okay, that's something to, yeah. Let me see some ideas. Let me have some ideas from maybe Noman. Yeah, you have some idea, Noman, about motivating your team? Ah, okay. All right, so Noman. Okay. Okay. So some motivation. Okay. Motivating your team can be challenging, but it can be done. And if you have a motivated team, it could do much more as compared to team that's not motivated, not engaged. All right. So we are looking for, okay, motivating your team. Okay. Now we are looking for problems in teams. What is the most frequent problem in teams? It is communication breakdown. The communication breaks down. That is the first sign that things are going wrong in your team. Okay. So this lady you see on in the video, okay, on the slide, yeah, she's got this brilliant idea and she says, okay, now I can do stuff, I can make a difference, I can do something. And she comes to her team, and she says, okay, please, can I have your attention? I have this brilliant idea and I want to implement it, and can you guys help me? And then she shares the idea, and you know what happens? Oh, these guys say, oh my God, what are you talking about? Because they have a different perception. They have different ambiguity belief. They are not on the same frequency. They are not on the same frequency because she has a different picture perception of success. So then things start going wrong. So this is the first sign that your team won't be successful. The communication, it will just stop, it will cease, and people will work on their own. Okay, they won't care about the team. They wouldn't be bothered about the team, what's going on in the team. So lack of communication leads to what? Yeah, I'll address your questions, yeah, in the end, but of course you can always send them in the chat, yeah, please. So trust breaks down. Once there's no communication, there's lack of trust. Okay, now this lady, she's a leader. She's been made a team leader, and now she has the task of leading these teams. And some of them are laughing, and some of them, she's like embarrassed. So they don't trust her anymore, and they don't want to have any communication. So poor trust, poor communication, two signs that your team is ruined, and you need to really repair your relationships in your team. Okay, and what does this lead to? No, yeah, lack of trust and poor communication. What does this lead to? It leads to conflict. Okay, so conflict. So just see, this lady is trying to hit the guy with the, oh man, file. And there's a lot of dispute going on in this team. So this team is trying to wrestle the initiative towards their side. They say we're right. What is this guy? What are these guys doing? Just let's just motivate them, take them towards our side. And the other team is trying to pull them towards their side. So it's a tussle. So these guys don't realize they are wasting time, they are wasting resources, they are wasting energy. If they could just sit down, relax, talk to each other, just get to know each other and find out what they want and just go in that direction, they'll have much more success, less friction, more results, more revenue, and so much more. Dun, dun, dun! Sorry, it was that. I think that was loud. Okay. Yeah, my excitement. Okay, now I'm here to give you a solution to all these problems in your teams. Poor communication, okay, and lack of synergy, all this we can solve it by using the colored brain. Okay, what is the colored brain? Okay, now you might not have heard of this, but actually there's research on how the brain processes information and how you can get ambiguity relief. So it's different for different people, but right now we want to have better communication. So the communication is really minus is going down, the trust is going down, okay, conflict is rising. So we want to have better communication, we want to have more trust, and we want to have less conflict. And all this is possible, yeah, all this is possible by using the colored brain. Okay, now how do we employ it, and what is the colored brain? Okay, now let me move ahead. So genetically, human beings are divided in four types, how they process information in their brain. So there's green brain people, there's red brain, there's purple brain, and there's blue brain. So green brain are chaotic, they work like in chaos fashion. They'll be doing a few things, and there's a lot of chaos is going on. Red brain people, they work in a linear fashion, in a structured way, in a logical way. Purple brain, they work in a relational way. They would relate everything to everything else. And blue brain are intuitive. Okay, now let's just dive into this concept. Okay, so we got a slide and it shows the green brain person's brain. So there's a few things going on in this, yeah, in this person's brain. Yeah, so can you, can you see a few things going on? So he's got some ideas. Yeah, he's got definitely got some ideas here, and he's got some stuff. It's some letters and some ideas, and some shapes and stuff. So he's probably, or she's probably trying to do a few things. Okay, and yeah. So how would the brain processor look like for this person? So they'd get some. This is information, and this is analysis, and this is, yeah, this is action, this is analysis. So they get some small amount of information and then start taking action. They start taking action, start taking actions. Oh my God. And they get stuck, and then they'll come and they'll start analyzing the problem. Yeah. And then get some more information. So it's like a chaotic thing. It's not a sequence. There's no logic to this. Yeah. So that's how the green brains people operate. And okay. Now let's have a look at the red brain, the linear processing people. Okay, so the red brain people, they follow a structure, they follow a sequence, they follow a program. Okay, and after they have followed logic in their brain, like they've got some information, they got some information. If you don't give the information, it will not be possible for the red brain to help you, to work with you. So you have to give the information. Okay, and it's not the complete information, but it's a fair chunk of information. It's a good amount of information, which they get. And then they would analyze that information, analyze it, okay, and then they will start taking actions. So we'll have question and answer. Don't worry. Yeah, by the end of the seminar, you'll have a good time, and you could really do a wonderful job in team development. So the red brain peoples are structured. They follow a structure. They're logical. They follow a sequence, and of course, sometimes they are nasty as well, because they care more about the structure than people. Okay, so Socrates was logical. By the way, I'm also red brain. So know who you are, know the world, and be true to your nature. So that was Socrates. Yeah, thank you very much. Those people who are joining in the chat will get a copy of the webinar, and also there's a bonus. So look out for that. There's a free bonus, free stuff being given to you. Okay. So now we are on the blue brain people. The blue brain people, okay, they work with intuition. They have a very strong sixth sense. Their sixth sense is really, really strong. Okay, so they would be able to intuitively link this thing to this thing and this thing to this thing. Okay, so how does the action processor in their brain look like? So some analysis, some information, some analysis, some information, then information. So it's like a to and fro process, but there is no logic, there's no structure, right? It's not chaos, but it's like intuitively trying to find the answers to all the things. Okay. Now we have the purple brain people. All right. Purple brain people. Okay. Purple brain people, okay, they're the relational processing people. So what they would do, see these hexagons, these are ideas basically. So they would link every idea to another idea, and this idea to this, and this idea to this. So they would relate everything to everything else. Oh my God. Really? Yes, they would. And how does that happen? Okay, now have a look. So they'd get some information, get some information, and you're fine. You said you've given them all the information they want, but then they will ask you for more information. You must say, Oh my God, how much information does he want? And in case you're red brain, you're frustrating. Oh my God, this purple brain guy is crazy. It doesn't take any action. How much information does he want? And then they'll ask you for more information. Oh my God. And by the time you're fed up, you say, for God's sake, start working now. You ask me for so much information. And then they will start analyzing. And after they've done some real analysis and comparisons and stuff, then they'll start taking actions. So yeah, so I hope you realize, that takes a long time to get all the information, and it could be, yeah, it could be problematic for people who are red brained or green brained. So we actually have a scenario. Okay, we have actually scenario just to highlight this problem. So we have a boss. Yeah, he's a boss, and he's red brained. So remember, he's linear. He likes to have a structure. And secretary, right? She's purple brain, detailed oriented, relational processing. Okay. So the boss called the secretary. Okay, Amanda, please, can you come over? Can you give me a report? I need a report. Yeah. Please include. Yeah. Have a structure. Okay. Follow a sequence. Okay. Make a table of contents, but just give me a bottom line. Yeah. It should be a structured report. Yeah. And you can have it by Monday morning. So Amanda goes back to her desk and she starts working on this report. She's working on, and she works on the complete weekend, right? She works on the complete weekend, and she's really put her heart and soul in this report. And she's collecting information from this person, and she's done some highlights and some summaries and some stuff. Oh, she's done all this stuff, and then she prepares the report, and she's like done 100 pages, and stuff, all stuff. And she goes on Monday morning. Okay, boss, can I come in? Yes, please. So, boss, I've done this report, and it's like 100 pages. And the boss says, "Oh my God, what have you done? It's such a big report. I just wanted the bottom line, the main idea. And you've given me such a big report. How am I going to read it? And how am I going to make sense of this thing? Oh my God." And then, she's heartbroken, but she's worked so hard for this report. But the boss doesn't understand. The boss has a different perception because he's red brained and she's purple brained. Remember that? So, how do we solve this problem? We can solve this problem by the colored brain, by creating more awareness. This problem could have been avoided, and this friction could have been taken care of in case they would have known the colored brain and they could have used it more wisely. Okay. Now, this is a real-time scenario. We have another scenario, yes, another scenario just to highlight this problem. So the boss, okay, now he's purple brain, remember, detail-oriented, relational processing. And the secretary, she's green brain. Okay. And the boss calls the secretary. Yeah. And the boss calls secretary. Okay, Lucy, can you come over? Yeah. I want you to give me a report. Yeah. It must cover the last 10 years. It must have the data of every quarter. And I want summaries for every year. Yeah. Okay. Also do conclusions. Okay. For every year, and then summarize in the end. And yeah, and have all this, all the data collected, and just get it together. And I need it by Monday morning. Oh, okay. And then the secretary says, "Oh my God, just giving me so much work. I'm doing a few things," because in her brain she's like, it's chaos is going on. She's doing a few things. But she goes back to her desk and she starts working on this report. And she spends her time. She gets information. She gets her facts. And stuff. And she's made this. She's made this report. Okay. Now on Monday morning, as she was told, she knocks on the door. "Hello, boss. Okay, please come." Okay, now she submits the report, and it's only about 15 pages. And the boss says, "Oh God, what have you done? It's such a small report. I wanted more details. You forgot to mention the last 10 years. You didn't do a summary. You didn't do a table of contents. Where are the findings? Where are the recommendations? Oh my God, what am I going to do?" But she says, "Boss, I've done it. See, there's a summary, this stuff, just have a look at it. But I wanted more details." And she's heartbroken. She's heartbroken because she's done so much work for the boss. She's put on her weekend. She's got all the facts together, you know, and she's not happy. And the boss is also not happy. So both of them end up unhappy. Okay, see how it happens, how the conflict happens in teams. Okay, now I'm sure you have questions. I think Noman has a question, but save them for another, yeah, about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So, what is the point of all this? What is the point of all this? Doing all this stuff. The point is not to be a brain racist. Do you judge people by the color of their brain, how their brain processes information, how it acts? Do you do this? Okay. Are you too impulsive? If you're green brain, you would appear too impulsive. You wouldn't be careful. But that's how you operate. That's how your brain operates. In case you're purple brain, are you too slow? You're not expressive, but you're collecting things, you're collecting things, you're relating things, you're relating things, and you're relating things. So you can't be expressive, all right? You have to be slow because it takes a long, long time to get all the answers, all the data. Okay. So in case you're blue brain, are you too soft? Huh? Are you too soft? Are you too not logical at all? You don't know what logic is. You work on intuition, on the sixth sense. You have a very strong sixth sense. So, are you red brain? Are you red brain like me? Okay, I'm red brain. So, are you sometimes too rigid with people? Oh, yeah, maybe. And you're not sensitive to others. You don't care about what others want. So, the people working with you need to be aware of this. Okay. All right. So, what are we aiming at? What are we aiming at for this from this webinar is to promote a greater understanding, and this is the aim of this colored brain exercise, to have a greater understanding. So just like this team is supporting each other, they're helping each other, they have shared goals, shared objectives, so they can generate more revenue, more productivity in their team. They're helping each other, supporting each other. They have a synergy. They have lots of shared goals, and they're committed to what they want to do. Okay. Now, so this is what we are trying to promote. This is what we are trying to get at. So this is a graphic, it just shows you there's a high performance team on the right side, okay, blue, and there's a low performance team. So you have high performance and you have low performance. And the high performance team, they have a high performance culture, and the low performance teams have a low performance culture. Okay, and the neutral is somewhere in between. Okay, I hope you can see it. Now, we're looking for high performance. But just in case you don't have a high performance culture, you have a low performing teams and you have low performance culture. So there'll be a lot of blame. People will be blaming each other a lot. Yes, a lot. They'll be blaming each other. All right, they'll find excuses to blame each other. They wouldn't support each other. They'll try to find the faults in each other. So there'll be no synergy, no teamwork. There'll be poor productivity. Yeah, and lots of chaos and stuff. So yeah, of course. So in that culture, all right, there'll be need sucking. In case you want to contribute something, they wouldn't let you contribute. I don't know why, because somebody has an idea, he wants to contribute to the yeah, he wants to contribute maybe in a nice way, but why wouldn't they let him contribute? Wow, that's strange. So yeah, so in that case, this poor culture, if you have 100 people working, they can only give you the output of about 68 people. So what a waste of resources, of time, of energy, of money. You see how much waste? So much waste. Okay, so we're here to give you the answers. We're here to give you the solutions to cut out this waste, to cut out this wastage. All right, so we're looking for a good culture which is supportive, to teamwork, which helps you foster better relationships. Okay, so such a culture is a high performance culture where there's no blame. You can share your ideas, without being getting ripped off. You have job security, where you have fun, where you can enjoy, where you want to come into the office, and you want to contribute, and you find, you're giving everything, and you're putting your heart and soul in things. In such a culture, if you have 100 people, you know they'll give you the output 151 people. So that's a 50% jump, a huge jump in revenue, a huge jump in sales, a huge jump in performance. So see, there's a big difference between high performance teams and low performing teams. So yeah, we're looking to get to the high performance teams. So by now, I think you have a fair idea of what high performing teams are and how you can get ahead. So yeah, uh, I have a bonus for you. Yeah, those guys who are who are attending the webinar. So there's a bonus. We have a complimentary assessment, a colored brain assessment for you. Yeah, we have a colored brain assessment as complimentary for a member of seven people. Yeah, a team of 7 people, and you have to answer a question. All right. The question is how the colored brain will help my company promote teamwork. Send your reply on info@ahsenqazi.com. Okay, the given email. So this is a bonus. Okay, you can avail this opportunity. It will really help you synergize, help you in your teams. It will help you in your relationships. It will help you deal better with your family. Okay, how your brain is working. There's a detailed report once you do the colored brain. Yeah, normally the cost is $20 to do the test, but we're giving you this bonus for free for attending this webinar. Okay, taking out the time, the bonus is free for you. So don't miss this chance. It's a simple question. Okay, so you can just after this webinar, you can just go to your computer. All right, and write down the answer and just send it, and you can get the bonus. All right, so you can get the bonus, and we'll help you solve problems of your teams. It will help you optimize your teams. It will help you have better relationships. There's a detailed report. So let me just cover how the colored brain works, because I think Noman is probably asking me a question about what the colored brain is. I'm just going to move now to the question and answers. I'm sure you're having question and answers, because this is something you might not have heard of before, and something which makes real lasting difference in the lives of people. Okay, now let me just move on to the question. So okay, Naman, you okay, now you have questions. Okay, okay, now before all right, okay, we have a question. Okay, Numan has a question about how can you find out the colored brain. By the way, a very good question. So the colored brain, once you need to find a colored brain, just get in touch. Yeah, just send us an email. Basically, it's a $20. Yeah, you have to pay for $20. Not much money, $20 only. So once you paid it, there's a login created for you, or you need to log in, and then you need to go and you need to answer questions. So they'll be based on your whole life, your life experiences. You need to relate those questions. You need to just give the answers. And once you give the answers, all right, at the end of at the end of those answers, you get a detailed report. So it's like a big PDF report of about 25-30 pages, and it tells you what is your brain color, and how you react and act and react to other people, and how you can work in teams, and what sort of people you should work with, what color brains are in your danger zone, like just like the purple brain, the red brain are in the danger zones. Okay. And what sort of people, are you good for marketing? Are you a marketing person? Are you like green brain, who's always trying stuff? or are you like, following a structure, who's looking for logic, who's looking for reasons? Are you looking for that? So it gives you how you process ambiguity. So let's have a look. Yeah, I hope, Numan, I've answered your question. Yeah. Yeah, I'll answer live. You can, yeah. Okay. Numan, are you satisfied? Are you satisfied with this? Yeah. So, Ali was saying, is it affected in the military setups and stuff? Of course, this is not about the military and stuff. It is with every team. If it's a small team, it's not related to, if it's military or civil or something else. Basically, anybody in a team. Let's say you're in a family, your family and your wife and kids. Yeah, that's also a team. So the same action and reaction would happen in that team, right? So how could you optimize it? How could you understand your wife in a better way, or or your kids in a better way, or how could you understand your parents, or your loved ones, or your aunts and uncles? How could you understand them? How could you understand them in a better way? uh, yeah, that is okay. All right, Naman has another question. It's about the scenario. So he's saying he has a red brand boss and a green brand secretary. All right. So we have a red brand boss, a structured boss, and we have a green brand secretary. So green brand would be chaotic processing. All right. So yeah, they're sort of in there a little bit of, there's a little bit of clash. So let me just answer this question. Uh, so a red branch, a boss would be structured. He like to give things in a structured way, right? And the green brand would be more of chaos. But in case let's say they're not aware of the colored brain, they're not aware of how they operate. So there'll be some friction and some stuff, because the red brain wouldn't, the secretary wouldn't be structured. She'll be working in a chaos, it's in a chaotic fashion. She'll be doing stuff like this, like this. But in case the boss is aware of this fact, yeah, because once the boss is aware of this fact, he knows how to handle her. He knows how to find the limitations. Just like this, okay, Ali, you can relate this to the military as well. So you have a journal, right? You have a journal who's red brain, who's structured, and you have his ADC, yeah, the captain, right? Who's who's green brain, who's chaotic. But once the general understands that this captain is green brain, so he knows his limitations, he knows how he operates, he knows how he understands, he knows he's going to work. So the general can adapt his style, and the secretary knows, the ADC knows that the general wants structure. He wants a sequence. He wants them in a structured way. He wants them in a logical way. All right. So, so the captain, the ADC would change his behavior. He would align it with the behavior of what the boss wants, and the boss will also adjust. And you see, there's more harmony, and there's more love, and